good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. Welcome back to ISF Academy Excel User Series 3.0 and video number 7.2. We are continuing our final video on the filter function here, and this time I am about to use an OR condition in a dynamic filter formula, but I'm improvising this a little bit more than normal. I am about to use a name manager here, and I'll show you how to create a column based name manager simultaneously here. In our previous two videos we saw how to use a filter, and in the previous video we saw how to use an AND condition, where if both my conditions satisfies my need, then it's going to give you a drop down list for our dynamic filter function. And now I'm about to change that to a little bit more better than that. But before I do that, I would like to create a name manager for the data set here. So I'm going to create a name manager for the general data set here. So I'm going to call this as data, and then I will create two different column name managers for sales rep and customers. So that's the two condition that I wish to add it. So I'm going to create from selection here, and then I'll create the top row as my data set and give it OK. Now I'll jump back to my list. Now I don't want to jump back to my Excel User Series 7.0 sheet at all, but I can use all my informations in a detailed mode possible here. Let's see how to do that. So here, if you have a list of data, that will be great. Then now I got the list here. I'm going to create a filter function here, and then I'm going to call the data as list. So that's the name manager that I gave first. Then I'm going to give a comma, and now I want to use the old function again one more time. Open the bracket here. Now I want to call the sales rep here. Whatever name that you want to call first, you can call them. I'm going to give an equals, choose Hema there, and then give a comma, and then before that I'll just give a comma, close bracket here, and I'm going to use the same old function here. I'm going to just use an AND first, and I'll show you how I'm going to use the OR also here. So I'm going to use the customer name here, and give say equals, and then I'll select this and close the bracket, and close the bracket and give an enter here. It's going to populate all my list here, and now I got my answers for all my data set here. But what I want right now is I don't want a data which shows like this. Instead, I would like to have a data which shows anything that comes on Panasonic Plaza and any sales that comes in Anu. Then I just make a small change here, that is, instead of using an asterisk symbol, I'm going to give an add symbol and give an enter here. That's going to populate almost a lot of data in this list, because that's going to take all the people where there is a sales by Anu. So when I take when I filter it out and add Anu alone here, you will see Anu with other dimensions also. And not only that, I will also get one more filter addition here. I'm about to get the Panasonic Plaza here. So let's see, other than in the Panasonic Plaza, not just Anu is there, all the other dimensions also. So I want to see two conditions, but again, any one condition satisfies here, that's enough for me. So both the conditions will be extracting the data here. Almost all my data might be here. Actually, yeah, not exactly. So there are a few data that is still missing here. So this is how we can use multiple function. And if you see our formula right now, the formula is so readable. It is not anymore like the formula that we used earlier. So in my earlier data, when I opened my list, the formula was a little odd out because it's a way too big a formula to read, and then I have to understand which data that I took in here. But when I come back to our current data, you can see that very clearly. I took the data, and that's my sheet from EUS 7.2, and then I took the column of sales rep in that sheet, and then I filtered it out here, and then I use the customer there and filtered out the data on top. And even if you want to name manager this as a criteria here, you can do it. I want to make it a little lighter, so I don't want to make a big formula here. That's the reason why I kept it as a cell reference here. So that way we can add as many data as we possibly can get filtered here. This is how we use a filter function, where we can use an OR condition into it. Hope you guys have a small idea about filter function. I will let you know with more formulas here. I'm planning to take old school formula to check how it's going to work for me. I'm planning to teach you a subtotal function, aggregate function, the difference between them both. We'll see that video as soon as possible. This is Vinod signing off from Myself Academy. Happy learning.